See you. I'm gonna like fall over here.
Good to see you. Good to see you, honey. Can you sit there, or will your head?
Yeah. Oh no, I can sit
Make
there.
sure your head doesn't hit here.
Look at the babies. Oh, I love cats.
Oh, you
So
do?
here we are.
Hi, babies.
Well, I'd like to introduce you to this cat. The one up at the head of the bed. That is .com.
.com.
.com. This is
Hi,
Julia.
honey. Oh,
And
stretch
the one down at the bottom of the bed is Chauncey. Chauncey, this is Julia. Julia, this is Chauncey.
How old is Chauncey?
Call from Nick AIC.
He's small.
Oh yeah, this is Chauncey here, the yellow orange one.
Oh,
Have a
which
chair,
is-
Julia.
That's .com. That's Glendora's cat. .com. Call him .com cat.
How old is he?
Oh, .com's like in cat years she's like over 100. I
Oh my
guess.
gosh, she's so small.
She's been here for so long, so.
She's so small.
Yeah, she lost a little bit of weight lately, but she's kind of gaining. She's eating a lot, and she's gaining weight back
Oh,
now.
that's good.
You think she had the flu or something? So yeah, those are Glendora's kitties, and then she adopted the local one.
Oh, really? Yeah. I love cats.
So that's what she did. So.
That's a nice thing to know about you.
I love them.
No, honey,
Oh,
are
alright,
you
so-
comfortable?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Your head's not going to hit here.
No. No. I came right from work.
You did?
All right,
Yeah.
so.
I just like wrote a story and just packed up and left.
I love it. Great. Are you rolling?
Yeah. So the so Julie, I guess Glendora's going to interview a little bit and ask
Okay.
you some questions, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too much in the way.
I'm
Yeah,
going
get in the
to
way.
start.
So oh, let me get this set up here. So all right, Gregory. What we'll do is.
Five.
Oh, Julie, could you just maybe get a little bit closer?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
A little bit, so.
4.
This is how my daughter should put us back on the seat of our pants.
3. 2. Well, hi there, everybody. We're so happy this morning because we're going to have a lovely visit with Julia Dunn, who is the morning anchor on Channel 6 CBS Albany, New York.
Thank you.
You said you just got off the air?
Yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of work to do after the broadcast was over, but I left work and I came right out here.
And tell the folks what time you start in the morning.
So we go on the air at 4:30, which means I have to be in at work at 3, which means I wake up at 2. So
And go
I
to
don't.
bed when?
I was gonna say I don't really have a social life during the week. I go to bed maybe around 8,
Around 8, yeah.
but I take a nap in the afternoon.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now, what time do you leave the studio?
Usually around 11. Oh, you mean leave the actual studio? 4:30 to 8. That's our show.
No, that was good. Both answers are good.
Yeah.
You're on the air from 4:30 to 8,
Yes, we are.
and then you have work to do,
Yeah, and then we do a little bit of work.
and then you leave around 11,
Yep.
and you get home around noon.
Yeah, like around noontime. Time for lunch.
And you actually do have lunch.
Yeah.
You eat when normal people eat.
Yeah, lunch is my
Main meal.
that is my main meal because I've been working and you're just kind of going off coffee
Yeah.
and so I'm starving when I leave work.
Well, you know something? I've always been better on TV if I went on hungry. Really?
Really?
You think there's anything to that?
I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. What about coffee? Did you drink coffee?
Oh no,
Have you ever?
no.
Why?
No, honey, no coffee, no tea. The only thing I drink is water and maybe fruit juice.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear about the man who went blind from drinking coffee?
No, it sounds terrible.
He stuck the spoon in his eye. Let's see, so you have your main meal right at noon.
Yeah, noontime.
And then is that when you do shopping, laundry, and,
No, I go to sleep. I eat and then I take a nap.
I see, you take a nap.
Yeah. It's very important. Like I basically sleep in shifts. I'll go to bed around 12:30. I'll sleep until maybe 3 or 4. Then I'll get up for a few hours and then I'll go back to sleep later on. It's a weird life.
Well, it's a weird life, but it's a very weird accomplishment. And I think you're probably willing to make that weird accomplishment for the weird life.
Yeah. No, I definitely am. I've been doing a morning shift for over 10 years now.
No,
Yeah.
you're not that old.
Yeah, I'm 34.
No kidding, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a youngster, about 22.
Okay, as long as you didn't say I thought you were older. That wouldn't be good.
Now, tell us, Julia Dunn, where were you born?
I was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Cambridge, Mass. That's where Harvard is.
My dad went to Harvard.
Who did?
My dad did.
He did.
Yeah.
Go back and tell your dad you can always tell a Harvard man, but you can't tell him much.
I'll tell him that. I see him tomorrow.
Oh, you are going over to
Yeah, I'm going to Boston after this. We're going to the Red Sox tomorrow.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And so you were born in Cambridge, and you went to school in Cambridge?
I was born in Cambridge, and we moved to Belmont when I was very young. And I grew up in Belmont. I went to high school in Belmont, so that's where I spent my childhood. Which is, Belmont's a few miles from Cambridge, so it's all
How
sort
much
of,
is it?
like a couple miles.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't get him. I know where Arlington is,
Yeah, my mom grew up in Arlington.
but now I don't quite know where Belmont.
It's kind of between Arlington and Cambridge.
It is.
Belmont's small.
Is it near Soldiers Field Road?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so you went to high school in Belmont.
Yes, I did.
And when you were graduated from high school, where did you go?
I went to a small liberal arts college in Orlando, just outside of Orlando, called Rollins.
How do you spell it?
Rollins.
Oh, okay.
So I went there.
And that's just outside of Orlando.
Yep. Yeah.
And how did you hear about that college?
One of my uncle's cousins had gone there, and I wanted to go somewhere warm. Honestly, I know. I'm serious. I didn't think I was gonna
But
come
you're
back.
a cool character.
I didn't think I was gonna come back from Florida. I thought, I was sick of the winter. I kind of wanted to get away from home, and I thought, Florida, everyone's like vacationing there. Why not live where people
That's right.
vacation?
That's right. That's right.
And I got down there and I missed the season so much. So
Yeah.
after school, I was like, nah, I'm the Northeast.
Yeah, I can empathize with you on that. When I was starting out, I tried a career that was in Washington, D.C. I couldn't stand it. And you're right about the seasons. And I was 2-3 years, folks, in California, and I just miss those seasons so much.
Oh God, I could never live in California. Never could. But hey, so I went from Rollins in tropical climate to my first job in Presque Isle within
Yeah! Well,
within a
first
few
of
years.
all, it'll be a few pages. We're going to explain to you Presque Isle.
You've been up there way longer than I have. I was up there for maybe a year.
Yeah.
It's cold.
I'll tell you what it is, folks. It's 40 below every night of the winter. Every night, 40 below. But it is a different 40 below. Have you noticed that? It's a different 40 degrees. It doesn't seem quite as cold as down here.
Yeah.
I think that's because it's dry.
Yeah. It didn't, it felt, don't get me wrong, it was freezing, but it wasn't like I felt colder air in Boston.
Yes.
Like, because it
More
comes off the
penetrating.
water. Yeah. Like so cold. And, maybe it's 5 below, 10 below in Boston, but, in Presque Isle it's 30 below, 40 below, and it doesn't feel as cold.
Presque Isle is spelled Presque. Another word, capital ISLE. Now, it is a French word meaning part island. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know it meant part island. I knew it was something island. I knew it was French. French Canadian, but.
Yes, it is French Canadian. It's very close to the Canadian border. In fact, it's 18 miles south of the Canadian border, and then over in St. John's, it's only like 10 or 20 miles.
Yeah.
It is actually surrounded by Canada.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like the tippity top of Maine.
Oh, it is, yeah. Because above Presque Isle is Fairfield, Fairfield, is it? Van Buren.
Van Buren, Madawaska, Fort Kent. Fort Kent is the end of Route 1.
Oh, that's the end of Route 1?
Yeah, the big sign is there that's like you've reached the end of, from Key West to,
Yay, thank you for telling me that.
yeah.
I always wondered about Route 1, does Route 1 go through Presque Isle?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
It doesn't go around St. John and like that and up?
No, it goes right through Presque Isle because
Are you sure it isn't 2A, honey? 2?
I'm pretty sure it's Route 1. Because 95 ends at Holton,
Yeah.
and then you jump on Route 1 and you go the
Yeah.
rest of the way.
Yeah.
Like 95 ends, the highway ends. Like that's how far north you are.
Right, that's it. And what's even funnier, folks, is when you go to Millinocket, you have to come out the same way you went in. There's no other road, is there?
From Millinocket?
Yeah, Millinocket.
I don't even think I've been there.
No, I don't think so. It's pretty far down from there.
Yeah.
I have a Northern Maine joke for you.
All right.
This camping party was hopelessly lost in the northern woods of Maine, and they wandered around for hours. Finally, one of them got up enough courage to say, "You told us you were the best guide in the state of Maine." And he said, "Hey, yeah, I am, but right now I think we're in Canada."
That's the accent too.
That's what?
That's the accent too. From up there.
Yes, it is, but that's really more central Maine. Presque Isle people don't really have much of an accent. Bangor people don't, but certainly Portland people don't. They have your accent from Boston.
I don't think I have an accent.
You don't. And how did you escape?
I don't know. You're not the
You
first
really
person.
don't have an accent.
Yeah, you're not the first person that's asked me that. I have no idea. My grandparents, some of my aunts and uncles have it. But,
Yeah.
But my parents don't.
You know what the accent is, folks? At the end of every word, if the word ends in A, they put an ER on it. And if the word ends in ER, they put an A on it.
My dad called Julia. He called it Julia.
Yeah, Julia.
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 Yeah.
And it's a ka,
The car
and it's pak.
over the river.
And yeah, it's really, I like it.
I like it. It's endearing.
I always, but you will hear that accent, maybe not so much in Worcester, but as you go east, toward Boston, you will hear that accent all the way up the coast, up the Newberry,
Oh yeah.
going north.
Oh
up
yeah, especially.
Route 1 again.
Yeah.
Your Route 1 again. And you will hear it in New Hampshire as you go through Portsmouth, and you will hear it as you approach Portland, and it's as far as Waterville. But then when you start going east and north, and you get to Bangor, the people in Bangor have really good diction. They really do.
Banger?
Don't say.
Oh no.
Don't say Bangor.
Ooh. Where's your mind?
Oh, Bangor. Yeah. In fact, I was borrowed some equipment. I was the program manager for Maine Cable Television,
Okay.
and that would be around 1973 or so, too. And I borrowed some equipment from Bangor High School, a department of, audiovisual.
Mm-hmm.
And the man was so nice to me, and I said, "What is your name?" And he says, "Bark." I've never heard the name Bark. I thought it was just so many French people that I thought maybe it would be B-A-R-Q-U-E. And I said, "What?" He said, "Bark." I said, "Well, how do you spell it?" He said, B-U-R-K-E.
Bark.
Okay. Howard, now what major was you at Orlando? Major, what was your
International relations. I know. Yeah. Well, I wanted. I started out in international business. It's terrible with accounting, and then I was, I just decided to go into IR because it just seemed like the most interesting major to me. It's kind of like there's a language requirement.
Yeah.
So Spanish. I took a lot of Spanish,
You did?
which I don't remember any of.
Oh, really?
None. And then it was like econ and poli-sci.
Economy?
Economics.
Economics?
Yeah. I did nothing TV related except internships. I I stacked all my classes so that I was in class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday and Thursday I would do a full 8-hour internship I did at Channel 2 and Channel 6 down there.
Wow.
That's how I got into TV.
Oh, wow.
Like shadowing reporters and running the teleprompter for the anchors and, you know, writing short scripts, that type of stuff.
Yes. I want to, before, I'm very interested in what you just talked about because I want the youngsters to find out how they can get into this field. But first of all, I want to know why did you take the international route, the business route? What made you want to major in that?
I thought maybe I wanted to work abroad. I love to travel. I was really, I mean, at that point, I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
She traveled all the way down from Saratoga
Right?
to Nassau. I see, you just thought it'd be interesting.
Yeah, and I thought I wanted a major that, you know, I wasn't kind of pigeonholed into something like, if I major in international relations, I have like, you know, a little bit of poli-sci, a little bit of economic, like I could apply for a job and I think it would be an appealing major to have.
I see, because of its versatility.
Exactly. It's a good word. Yeah. Yeah, so I thought, you know, versus like just majoring in like ethics or majoring in art history. I'm like, you know, this is kind of a broader major that, you know, maybe if I didn't want to get into TV, I could have gone into something else and I would have, you know, to a potential employer, a decent major that, you know, so that was kind of my thinking behind it at the
Yeah,
time.
that was good.
It was what?
I said that was good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But really, like,
It sounds to me more like hindsight than it does.
But internships are huge. It's a way to find out if you really like something.
Yes, now tell the boys and girls, or the young people, how you approached the station and how old you were and did you take anything under your arm? Tell us how did you call up and get an appointment? Tell us the whole story.
Back then, you were sending tapes, VHS tapes, to as many stations as you could with a demo reel on it, clips of you doing stand-ups, stories, whatever. Now, you don't even send things in the mail to news directors anymore. It's all on YouTube. You make demo reels on YouTube, you send news directors the link, news director will watch it, see if he's interested. If they watch a little bit of it, they're interested, they'll call you in for an interview. I honestly, it's changed so much. I don't even know if people write cover letters anymore. Like, I had a cover letter, a resume, I had everything. I mean, yes, make a resume, but everything is done just through YouTube.
I'll be.
Yeah, I know.
What was on your resume if you'd had one?
Well, I had a resume, but I mean, it's just clips of you showcasing your work.
Did you have a favorite? You
I
never
did.
had one.
No, I did. I think everyone needs to have a resume, but I had like a cover letter, you know, like introducing myself and saying why I wanted to get into the field. I'm not sure if people still require that.
Boys and girls, let me tell you something. Don't do it that way. Don't tell them why you want to get into the field. Tell them what you can do for them if you get into the field. That's the way to approach it. Don't say, this is what I want, give me what I want. You go in there saying, this is what I have to give you to help you folks. And now, tell us about your YouTube clip.
So, I sent a VHS, which had a couple of shots of me doing a stand-up in the field, and a couple of reporter packages that I did.
I see you were reporting remotely.
Yeah, so I put those on a tape, and I sent the tape out to, you know, as many news stations as I could until I got a call back, Presque Isle. But that was in 2006, so now people basically do what I did, only on YouTube, and they just send a link, and it's, you know, it's basically saving a lot of postage.
Go through the logistics now. You put it on YouTube. Did you upload it yourself?
I didn't.
Did you have a TV station? Who did it for you? Who put it on YouTube? You did it?
I didn't have a YouTube clip. I'm saying that people today going
that's
out for
right.
a job
Oh, excuse me.
would put it on YouTube.
Oh, no, you sent out your VHS.
Oh yeah, like
But
old
today
old
you
school.
would just put
Yes.
your clip on YouTube yourself, right?
Mhm.
Then you would have a link,
Mhm.
and then you would say, "Dear newscaster." How do you get in touch with the news manager?
Look at different stations' websites, see what job openings they have. It's also a good tool, tvjobs.com, which you have to,
Oh, really?
yeah, you have to pay to subscribe to it, but it lists every single station and any position that they have open and any type of media.
Gee, that's a nice thing you told them. How much is that?
I think a year it was $36 maybe.
Wow.
I don't know what it is now. I mean, this was a while ago, but
You know what we used to use, hon? Broadcasting Magazine.
oh really?
That's where we found out the classified in Broadcasting Magazine.
Oh yeah. So kind of like a similar thing, just
Yeah, the purpose was the same.
yeah, yeah.
But again, it's the media that changed,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
the medium that changed, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I did it.
Now, we got ahead of ourselves. I wanted to know how you went to the TV station in Orlando. Were they in Orlando or Miami?
Orlando.
They were actually owned and operated stations in Orlando?
It was a NBC affiliate and it was an NBC and I think a CBS. NBC and a CBS. And I got the internships through my college.
Oh, now tell us how you did that. You went and knocked on the...
Just career services. Like your
What?
college, if it has an internship program, they can usually hook you up with a TV station that offers that. So that's what I did.
And you went there, and was she nice?
Yeah. I mean, everybody that helped me out was really nice. It was awesome. I'm so glad I did it. It wasn't paid, but I got class credit for it.
No kidding, did you? How
Yeah.
many?
Just a credit for one class, like independent study or
3?
something.
3 credits?
Oh, I forget. Hopefully.
And so, what was her name? Do you know her name?
It wasn't one person. There was kind of a point of contact at the station, whoever that was, and they would just sort of assign you different jobs. Shadowing a reporter, writing scripts.
So in your first talk with her, you told her what you wanted to do?
Yeah, just what I was interested in, and what I wanted to see all the different aspects of the station. I didn't want to focus just on one thing. I wanted to see all the different things that go on there. So every day I'd kind of have a different task.
And how did she put you in touch with the station? Did she call you up, or did she give you a letter? Or?
Within Orlando?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm talking about the one that you volunteered for.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you make contact with the TV station?
Through my school, whoever was at my school made contact with the station.
She made the contact.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, so I went to career services. I said I'm interested in this internship, and then she connected me with the TV station.
It gave you the name of a person?
Just a point of contact at the station. It was a man at one of them, and it was a woman at the other. But it was usually like one of the producers or the assignment editor or something.
Well, go ahead. Why don't you just narrate your whole story? Tell them what you did, what said, and what the first thing was, and what the first task, and everything like that.
Jeez, I forget. I mean, my first station in Orlando, I remember I came in the fall, and there were a bunch of hurricanes. So I remember there was a lot of, stuff we did with the hurricanes, a lot of shadowing reporters going out to people's houses that were underwater or, different shelters, stuff like that. So I remember doing that. I remember the reporters being really helpful, really nice, giving you a lot of insight. So, I mean, I remember doing that.
Were you a big help to them?
Probably not. Probably not, but maybe they were just, I wasn't a burden, but I don't think I was, I was just observing and just trying to soak up as much as I could.
Were you a gopher? Go for coffee? Go for...
No, they weren't. They were okay. I mean, if had they asked me to go get coffee for them, absolutely. But no.
And so tell us more. How long were you there?
So I did those internships. My last one was my senior year of college. Sent out my tapes, and I went to WAGM.
That's terrific. How long was it before graduating from college and your first TV station in Prescott, Maine?
It was a couple of months. I went home to Boston. That was when I sent all my tapes out. And in the meantime, I just had a part-time job during the summer. And then I, waited until I heard back from the station. And WAGM got in touch with me, and they were like, hey, we can only offer you a part-time gig right now. Do you want it or not? And part-time reporting, I was like, all right, I just need my foot in the door. So I took it. And
Of
then,
course.
yeah, and then by the time I got up there, another reporter left to go to Bangor, and I had his spot. So it just worked.
Really?
It just worked out. So yeah, I wasn't, like, I got up there, and maybe within the first 2 weeks, he left, so I had a spot. So I was very lucky.
And here you are 22?
Yeah, was that when I got out of college? Yeah, 22. Yeah, 2006.
Isn't that terrific?
Yeah, so I was,
Were Mom and Dad thrilled?
yeah, they were thrilled. They were a little nervous because I was kind of moving somewhere by myself,
Yeah.
just packing up my Jeep and going.
Yeah.
But they were, I mean, I'm an only child, so I'm pretty independent.
Is that why you're spoiled?
Do I seem spoiled?
No. No, you're not spoiled.
But yeah, so that was that's how I got into TV.
Now, let's ask you, what did you do besides work in Prescott? Because there really isn't much to do except
Ooh.
grow potatoes.
Grow potatoes. Familiarize myself with the bar scene. That was fun. I went for a lot of drives. I met some really good friends. I even met friends outside of the station, which sometimes is hard to do in TV. You know?
It is hard to do in TV?
Yeah, because you work so closely with. I mean, you're so nomadic when you're in TV. I mean, you know that. It's like you're moving cities, and the people that are also moving cities are the people that you work with, and so sometimes it's hard to meet people outside of work because you're constantly moving and having to rebuild your friend base. So, but in Prescott, I met a lot of great people, and they showed me around the area and invited me into their homes, and yeah, so I had a really good time when I was up there.
My sister stayed in Prescott. Let's see, I left Prescott at age 7, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. And my brother Ralph left when he was about 16, and he went to Lincoln, Maine. Do you know where that is?
I don't.
Well, that's 48 miles north of Bangor.
Okay, so closer to civilization.
And then my brother Gordon didn't leave us until Bangor. He went into the Marines in that terrible year, 1941. And I left Bangor at age 13 or 14, first year of high school, and went to Springfield, Mass.
Mm-hmm.
And back to my sister, she stayed on for a long time, and her husband was what everybody else is up there, a potato farmer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And he had 75 acres of potatoes, and it's a rough, tough life being a potato farmer in Aroostook County. And he took a job as vice president with Northern National Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not a happy job because that was about foreclosures on potato farmers
Oh, yeah.
because they couldn't make it. And when they retired, they left Prescott entirely.
They did.
Both of their children graduated from Prescott High School, and one ended up in New Hampshire in refrigeration work, and the other one almost became an admiral in the Navy. He chose to go into intelligence.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
the CIA?
Yeah. No. For the Navy.
Oh, okay. For the
He's
Navy.
in the
Okay.
Navy. He remained in the Navy through full working career. Now his sole interest is Fiats.
The
All he-
car?
All he does is repair Fiats, and he has clientele all over the United States.
Wow.
But I wanted to tell you about their leaving Presque Isle. That was pretty much the end of it for us. We never went back again, and it was interesting to me, folks, that when they retired, they didn't retire anywhere near Presque Isle. They went to Asheville, North Carolina. Is that
Okay.
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, big retirement center. Yeah.
Why did your parents go to Presque Isle? I mean, were they born there? Like, why was your family in Presque Isle to begin with?
That's a good question. I'll answer as briefly as I can. My daddy was a barber, and he was young, and he's very handsome. See him over there?
Oh, yeah.
And my mom, they're both very good looking. And my mother lived in Carmel, Maine, which is right outside of Bangor. These are all strictly Maine people, and M-A-I-N-E, and she was enamored of him, and he was working at the sheriff's. The sheriff was also a barber in Carmel. It's right outside of Bangor on Route 2A, and so they went off, and for some reason, none of us can figure they got married in St. John's, over in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Why? And then he got a job as a barber in Presque Isle.
What year was that?
Let's see, can you subtract, from 1928, can you subtract 19 years? What would that be,
1909.
1910?
No, 1910.
Yeah, 10?
Yeah.
It would be along there. That's when my sister Helene was born, the one who married the potato farmer.
All right, gotcha. All right.
So that's an interesting question. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He did very well. He had a chain of barber shops, and then in 1928, the year I was born, was a crash.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to this. Out of this whole thing I'm telling you, here's the thing that's going to hit you the hardest. They went to the bank to get their money. The bank was closed.
Oh.
And that's closed. They never got it. And then set in the Depression, of which I remember the first 10 years. And I'm telling you, that was no fun, folks. You didn't have a lot of food, you didn't have a lot of clothes, you didn't have a lot of heat. And he left Presque Isle when I was told you second grade to go to Lincoln to get a job as a barber, listen to this, for $7 a week.
$7 a week?
Yes. He went all the way, that would be from Presque Isle, it'd be about 140 miles, all the way to Lincoln to get that job for $7 a week.
This was the only place you could get it, right? Only place that people actually had some money to pay you to get their hair cut.
It was probably the only $7 in the state of Maine.
Yeah.
Now, where were we on you? You were telling me how the people were nice to you and had you in your homes and...
Yeah, at WRGM. Yeah, I had a great time in Presque Isle. I lived in Caribou. I lived in Presque Isle. And then I got a job in Burlington, Vermont.
And tell us how you got that job.
The news director actually called me at WAGM and was like, I think she had been doing just kind of like some browsing around at different stations and saw that I was from New England, and WAGM for a lot of people is kind of like a sprint, like a jumping, like a lily pad, jumping to a different station, like a bigger station. So she saw I was there and she got in touch with me and was like, "Are you interested in coming and reporting in Burlington, Vermont?"
Good for you.
And I was, so I went there to work for a Fox affiliate in Colchester, which is, Burlington, pretty much. So I was there for 3 years.
Well, first of all, I'm interested in the technology. How did she hear about you?
I think she was just on different websites at news stations.
Oh, she went on the website.
Yeah, so she was looking on different websites for younger people that were from the New England area.
Well, congratulations that you appealed to her.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2007.
And they did it then by websites.
Yeah,
And
2007.
then, how did she get in touch with you? What did she use, a letter or?
She called the station. I was getting ready to anchor the news one day, and someone's like, "There's a woman on the phone from a WFFF, like, wants to talk to you," and I was blown away. I was just kind of like, "All right, yeah, come out and work for you." You know, at that point, I just wanted to get to a bigger market. So I went to Vermont. It was closer to home. You know, it's an 8-hour drive. It's 3. It
Yeah, how much at Bangor? I think, Presque Isle,
was like 8.
I know that oh no, it's more than that. I know it's 6 to Portland. Or down
From
around
Boston?
Waterville.
Right,
here.
from yeah.
I'm talking about from here. Oh, okay. You're talking about from home. Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me, yeah. You think how many is it? 8?
Presque Isle to Boston is like an 8-hour drive. So
Hopefully
Burlington
it
to
was.
Boston was 3. And I was
Hopefully it
like,
was.
all right, that's better.
And Burlington was how much?
3 hours to Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 3 hours. You take 89 to, oh man, how do I,
87?
no, 89 down to, oh wow, how do I, it's weird how like, I used to drive this route all the time and now I forget what it connects to. I want to say like maybe 89 down to 93, or I have no idea,
And that
I
comes
forget.
into 128?
Yeah, 128.
And that goes
95,
right into Cambridge, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's terrific. Here you are, just a kid, and you're being sought after.
I know. I was like, I'm not gonna just let this go. I'm gonna take it. So I went to Burlington.
Before you went on the air, did you decide? You remember you were just going to go on the air
Yeah.
when she called you.
Yeah. No, I just was. I didn't accept a job over the phone. I mean, I had to interview and stuff, but I, was like,
You
yeah,
showed
I'm
interest.
interested. Yeah. So,
So you made an appointment, you went up.
she actually hired me over the phone.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's the power of television. That's the power of television.
Yeah. So I moved to Burlington, and I was a reporter there for a year, and then I became the morning show anchor.
The morning show anchor. What time was that one?
That one wasn't bad. It was I think it was 7 to 9, and then when we started getting things going, we extended it from 6 to 9, and now I think it's even earlier than that. I think they have like a 4-hour morning show.
Yeah.
But when I was on, it was 3 hours. It was a solo anchor show. It was just me and a weather person.
What?
It was a solo anchor show, so
Oh.
I didn't have a co-anchor or anything.
Yeah.
There was the weather person and myself.
What? How did that word anchor come into the language? Why are you an anchor?
I guess the anchor is like the main person that's, I don't know, running the show. Even though there's a gazillion people running the show.
Yeah, there certainly are, and don't forget that, folks.
Oh yeah.
It's not one person. It's not the person sitting there at the desk. Boy,
Yeah, it's so
Well,
many people.
it's
So
like,
many people.
It's like an anthill.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Glendora, aren't you the skipper of the SS Glendora? Shouldn't you know about anchors? An anchor is something you throw out of a ship to anchor it, to make it stay in the soil and not go out to sea. So maybe that's what it comes after, that you are the people who hold it together.
Hold it together. Yeah, we could be like the main, cogs,
Yeah,
I guess, that hold it together.
yeah,
If something goes wrong, we have to figure out what to do, and
yeah.
we sort of,
I remember when that came in, it was around about 1970, maybe 1965.
the word anchor.
The word anchor,
Yeah.
yeah. They referred to Walter Cronkite as an anchor.
Yeah, and you kind of, decide sort of the flow of the show.
Which did you like better, reporting or being an anchor?
I like being an anchor, but I do miss reporting sometimes because you meet so many people and you go to like so many things that you otherwise wouldn't go to. You meet people that you otherwise wouldn't meet.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've seen some incredible things. I've met some
Absolutely.
incredible people. So yeah, I miss, sometimes you see reporters out on breaking news or something or at a major event and you're like, oh, I miss that, but.
Of course you do. My husband was a reporter, newspaper reporter, 10 years for the Springfield, Massachusetts Union, and 26 years for the Buffalo Evening News, now owned by Warren Buffett. They should call it the Buffett Evening News, right? And he was a very good reporter. And in that business, the only way you get a promotion is to you go on what they call the city desk. These are the people who give the assignments as to what stories will be covered.
Mm-hmm.
And he very flatly said he did not want to be on the desk. He wanted to be a reporter.
Out in the field.
Yes. First of all, he was a writer. He loved to write. But he liked the idea of meeting the people.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
Yeah. His particular fancy was he loved to write about little people doing great things.
I like that.
Yeah, I can show you his book, Something of Love. It was published, and it was a one page would be a prose story that was in the Buffalo Evening News, a regular article, and then the next one would be a poem, which was also in the Buffalo Evening News.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because you're sort of in the same field, but at different areas, different eras.
Eras, yeah.
Yeah.
Eras, yeah.
And a different medium. His was writing and yours is TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you loved it up there.
Loved Vermont. I was, after 3 years, I was ready to move on.
You were? Why?
I just wanted like a change of scenery. I just wanted like different stories to report on.
Well,
I wanted
You wanted to thaw out, I guess.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of breaking news in Vermont, so I kind of wanted like a different area that would give me a different set of stories to broadcast and so on and so forth. So I went to Springfield, Massachusetts, which is a rough city. No offense to Springfield. Vermont, for example, would have maybe 4 murders in the entire state of Vermont in 1 year.
Oh,
4.
I see.
Springfield, in the city, in 1 year, the first year I was there, 21. It was like, the craziest things happened in Springfield. The first year I was there was a tornado, which is like unheard of. 3 people were killed. It was like terrible.
Came right across the Connecticut River from
It
Westfield.
did. It did.
And you want to know it went right by where I lived, okay?
Yeah, so like that, a strip club blew up in downtown Springfield. A strip club. Gas explosion. Exploded, bricks all over the place. It was an old building.
Really?
Oh yeah, just no one was
On
killed.
Main Street?
It was
Court Street?
It was right downtown near the
Right-
Mardi Gras.
Right near,
It was
right near the Springfield Union. Yeah, where the Republican is. Yes.
It was, that was, just stuff like that. It was crazy stuff would happen in Springfield. So it was just a whole different world of news and a different
Yes,
area.
and the whole definite. I feel it.
So I went to Springfield for a couple of years, and I worked for Channel 40, WGGB. I did the morning show there. I did the noon show.
What time was the morning show?
The morning show there started at 4:30. That was a new thing for them. They were like, hey, we're hiring you as the morning anchor. And when I got there, they're like, by the way, we're actually going to start at 4:30 now instead of 5. And we're going to be the first station on the air, so hopefully we can grab viewers before the other stations do. which I don't know if that works or not, but we were like, great. 4:30, so.
To what?
4:30 until, I think we're on the air until 8. No, wait. We were on the air until 7.
And they were a CBS affiliate?
ABC.
And what was happening in WWLP at that time?
That's NBC.
Channel 22.
LP they are the number one station in that market.
They are?
Yeah.
WLLP stands for William L. Putnam. Putnam is a very big name in New England history.
Yeah, you see Putnam around a lot.
Bill Putnam. I don't imagine was he alive when you were there?
No.
Did he still own the station?
I don't believe so.
And who owned your station?
We were owned by, we were privately owned by Gormley Broadcasting.
Gormley?
Gormley. It was a man, John Gormley, who owned our station.
How do you spell it?
Gormally. He
Really?
sold the station to, I believe it's a Meredith station now.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
And Gormley, was he a Holyoke person? Was he a...
I'm not sure where he was
Springfield,
from. I know he's from Western Mass originally, but I'm not sure. But he, on the station.
Yeah.
And,
Gormley is my sponsor for public access TV in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, so they're related.
oh, okay.
They
So
must
maybe,
be.
yeah.
I'll ask Pat the next time I see him. Pat is on the board of the Pittsfield Public Access TV station.
Yeah. So I was in Springfield working at that station for a while, and then
How long is a while?
2010 to 2013.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you're 33 years old.
And then I went to WRGB.
And
Started applying, my contract was up, I started applying for new jobs, and I came out
why
here.
did you want to leave Springfield?
I wanted more money.
Oh, okay.
It was a financial move, and I wanted to go to a bigger market.
Oh, Albany's bigger than Springfield?
Yes, yeah.
Are you sure?
Springfield is in I think
That's
it's in
right.
the 90s.
And another thing, Springfield is UHF. UHF. It's Channel 40, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, Channel 40, yeah.
That's UHF.
Yeah.
You leave, you get into the UHF at Channel 14. So you want to go to a VHS, and a very, very famous and well-established VHS. And a very prestigious one, WRGB.
You're very familiar with WRGB.
Very
Yeah.
familiar.
So I went there, and I lived in Cohoes when I first moved there, and then I moved up to Saratoga, and I haven't left.
And that was how long ago?
I came March 2013, and I anchored with Ed O'Brien, meteorologist Nick Johnston, it was the three of us, and we, it was, I loved it. I mean, I like CBS 6. It was great to work with Ed while he was around. Fortunately, he passed away from
Yeah,
cancer. Ed O'Brien.
Oh, yeah, he passed away?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there was a period of time where I was just kind of by myself, and then
Is that right?
yeah, for about 9 months maybe.
Really?
Yeah, so I did the show by myself, and then after that, Jack, who's my current co-anchor, got hired, and we've added other people to the morning show. We have Melissa Lee, who does our breaking news stories and traffic, and we have Alyssa Caraprese, who does our weather, and we have Leanne DeRosa, who reports for us. So we have a really good crew. I think if you need to like the people that you work with. I mean, you should, and we all really enjoy each
sure.
other, so.
You should like everybody. You should
I
like
don't know.
everybody.
That's harder. It's easier said than done.
No,
But
not for me.
really, you like everybody.
I like everybody.
Everybody in the world.
For a while.
For what? Yeah.
No, but I really do. I always give people the benefit of feeling that I've known them all my life. Yeah.
I was gonna
But you
say,
bring up a very important point. You know, like everybody.
and you should enjoy your job. I don't know what I would do if I didn't enjoy my job.
What do you enjoy about it?
The job is so interesting. It changes every day. The stuff you're reporting on is different every day. You're up to date on current events. I'm up early in the morning. I kind of have like a head start on everybody's day, pretty much.
Well, you breathe the air before anybody else does.
Yeah. And you just, I mean, you're doing. I mean, we're informing the community. I love our viewers and talking with them online and telling their stories.
You've been there 6 years, huh?
I think it's 6. Yeah, 6. Yeah. So
6 years on 6.
6 on 6. So I recently did a story with Glendora about, we brought her back to the station, showed you around, and I should have, so we have an anchor at our station who is really well known in the Capital Region and beyond. Her name is Liz Bishop, and she used to watch you when she was a kid, and she said you were like the thing, and it was like rushing home from school to put you on TV. And I had no idea that she watched you, and I was like, I wrote her an email, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I knew that. I would have told you to come in so you could meet her. She's like, I would have loved that. So,
Well, we can always do that. What tickled me about Liz Bishop, I didn't know that she was our local person. I didn't know she was brought up in this area.
Yeah, I think she is from Albany.
You think so? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That titillated me.
Yeah. So she's from I want to say she's from Albany, but yeah, she watched you as a kid.
Yeah. So that's what you like about your work. And another thing, you really don't have time to think about anything bad. You're moving all the time.
The older that I get, the less I like moving. I mean, it's fun when you're younger. You have like more energy. You're not, but having to kind of like rebuild your life again and again, like everywhere you live, gets old. So I like.
I think would you go over that point again? What was that? Rebuild your life?
Yeah, because I mean, you move somewhere, and I mean, sure, you keep your friends from where you were before, but you kind of have to like familiarize yourself with a whole new area, kind of put some roots down, meet some people, get involved in groups, and don't get me wrong, I love exploring new places, but it just after a while, it would be nice to settle somewhere.
You're tired. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're tired.
Yeah.
You want to rest a little.
Moving is just such a pain. So, so yeah, I love Saratoga Springs where I live. It kind of fits me pretty well. I love history. I love horses. I horseback ride every week. I love the outdoors. I love sports. So I'm like, sandwiched in between all these mountains.
Yes.
Catskills, Adirondacks, Berkshires. So I love to camp. I love sailing. So yeah.
But you don't have time. Tell me about your weekends.
My weekends are free because I don't work. So
Like you're on your way now down to Cambridge. You see Mom and Pop.
Yes. So I'm going out to I'll go out to Boston, see my mom, stay with my mom, and my dad and I are going to the game tomorrow.
You got what?
My dad and I are going to the game, the Red Sox game tomorrow.
Oh.
So, yeah, we'll have a good time.
Do you know where our friend Sarah, you've met our friend Sarah from Channel 6 CBS. She's going to the Yankee game.
Oh, our meteorologist in the morning is too.
Yeah?
She's going tomorrow.
Yeah? And you're going to the Red Sox.
Yeah. I'm going to the better game, the Red Sox.
And her husband is a Red Sox fan. Isn't that terrible that a Yankee fan can marry a Red Sox fan?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you know what was interesting? Day before, Wednesday, today's Friday, right?
Yes.
Wednesday, we took Sarah over to the Glendora Franklin Museum. Franklin is my husband. For the preservation of the pro se public access newspaper record. And the the first thing that we showed Sarah was Franklin's baseball collection. If you were a baseball fan, I bet you would like to see that. He has all of these baseball books and encyclopediae and the little baseball books that came out in 1930. The year 1930.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. These must be worth a lot of money. And they're over there in our museum. And guess what? Franklin has a scrapbook. Every game he would go to, he would cut out the story that was written in the newspaper about the game.
Yeah.
And he'd cut out the box score. Guess what? He has a game where Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth played in the same game. It was 1934, and it was a doubleheader, and it was in Philadelphia.
Who won the game? Was it the Yankees?
God.
Well, they both played on the Yankees, so I'm thinking maybe.
Gregory, when we go to the museum the next time, you're going this afternoon, will you look that up and see who won the game?
Oh, sure, yeah.
With Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, who else could win?
I was going to say, exactly. I would be surprised if they had lost that game.
Yeah, Philadelphia really wasn't that good either in those years.
Yeah.
I don't think. They grew up to win the Eagles football, but well, I think this is so interesting that you tell us all the things you do. Have you learned, is there anything else you want to tell us about RGB before we go into the more universal aspect?
WRGB, it's really cool to work at a station that has such a history that
Yeah.
one does. I mean, you can go into fancy news stations and whatever, but we all this stuff, and it's amazing to hear from people like Glendora, like the different people that have been in WRGB, like there are pictures in my general manager's office of Muhammad Ali at WRGB.
He did?
Yeah, like back in the 60s or something, doing an interview. I mean, it's really neat.
Oh, nice.
But it's cool, to think of all the different stuff that went on in there, and you can still see some of the old stuff. I like history, so that stuff is like, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But I like that.
I'll have to tell you about the time Ernie Tatro invited Governor Harriman from the state of New York. He invited him to be on his morning show. They had a little home show around 9 o'clock in the morning. Sonny Jennings and Ernie Tatro. Do you remember that, anybody? And Governor Harriman, this great big limousine drives up to the WRG Balltown Road, and Governor Harriman gets out with an aide, and the museum drives off. Then a little car drives up, and Governor Harriman's dog gets out.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah.
His dog had his own escort, own car?
No, it's... Governor Harriman was of the aristocratic type. He was of the elite set. He was quite wealthy. Well, why not? Harriman, New York Central Railroad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I love CBS 6.
Now, don't you have I think you have a tremendous following on Facebook, don't you? Because you put in that thing that Glendora was going to be on, and there were four pages
Yeah.
filled with people responding.
Yeah. Well, yeah. People remember you, and they, and then it's like that you pop up, and everyone's on Facebook these days. So, yeah.
But you have the following on Facebook. You have so many people answered you.
Yeah. I mean, I have. I think I have maybe like 8,000 something followers.
No,
But
really?
they're. Our news station, like our Facebook page at the news station's like 100,000 something. So I have a lot, but I don't at the same time. But I try to write back to everybody that
You do?
I do. I mean, unless it's like a nasty message or something. But
You wrote back to a couple of them on those sheets that we had.
yeah. So I try to respond to people, and I try to keep a positive dialogue going on my page. I don't like posting anything controversial, or I don't like posting really like hard news
No,
stories because I
yeah.
feel like people are so inundated with just bad news and nastiness on social media that's like, all right, I'm just showing like little snippets of my life and, like,
That takes a lot of time, doesn't it, hon?
yeah, I mean, it takes some time, not a lot. I think it's worth doing,
Well,
but
it's worth doing, but it's still pretty generous of you to give it at that time, I think.
yeah, I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't really seem like I'm, hi kitty. Oh, what is she so small?
Well, honey, she's 105 years old, so
Hi, baby.
be grateful for what we have. I'm so glad she's with us.
What a babe.
Yeah.
I share pictures of my cat on my Facebook page all the time.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, goody, goody, yeah.
Her name is Stella. She's a black
Steph,
cat.
isn't that a cute name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
After
it.
Streetcar. A lot of people are like, did you name her after the beer? And I'm like, no, Streetcar named Desire. I love Vivian Lee. So, I
So it's a lovely name. Is it with an A or an R? Does it end in an A or an R?
Stella, unless Stellar. No, Stella.
Is there anything that we didn't cover that you would like to share with the people on public access TV? By the way, let me tell you about this. I think I did tell you over the phone maybe. But a chat with Glendora is on 73 TV stations.
Wow.
From Boston to San Diego. And we are into our 12,000th show.
12,000 shows.
Actually 12,050. And we have been doing it for 47 years. Broadcast had its first competition from cable in the year 1970-71. And Chat with Glendora started up a year later. Always late, always late.
Baby, do you want to come up?
What'd you say?
Does she want to come up?
Is she over to me?
She's like, can I pick her up and put her
Oh,
on my lap?
definitely, if you don't mind.
I don't want to hurt her. Hold on.
Yes, please.
Come here, baby.
You want something in your lap to
No, it's all right.
hold on to?
Oh, we'll put you up here.
Oh, isn't
There we
that
go.
sweet?
Hi, baby.
Bless her heart. You don't know how brave she is. That poor little kitty. You know what this is all about? She's saying, feed me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's all they want is food.
Feed me.
You should see. The minute they can see the bottom of the bowl, it's like, you're starving me. Feed me. My cat. When I wake up in the morning, my cat is already up at 2. When I get up, she knows the routine. She comes into the shower. She waits for me outside of the shower. So I come out of the shower. She's just sitting right there, just staring at me.
Yes, right.
And then she keeps circling around by the door, waiting for me to leave the bedroom to go towards her food dish. And she just gallops down the hall.
Is she one of those that rubs up against your ankles?
Oh yeah, she needs to be near you all the time.
Greg,
Are you young?
I don't think the people will mind if you crossed in front of me and got her dish.
Or a dish?
Or give her some of those Chinese glutens that she likes.
All right. So.
I don't think she minded. She loves
Okay. Well, all right.
nutritional yeast on top of her food.
Oh wow,
And by the way, your cat would like that, and it's good for her, nutritional yeast.
nutritional yeast.
Yeah, you sprinkle it on.
I'm looking at her tail on your screen. See?
Yeah, this is my electronic magnifier. This is the only place I can see anything.
Really?
Only place left now.
When did you start having vision problems?
Oh, I think 2-3 years ago. Where were we? We were on something interesting before the cat interrupted us. Anyway, I was asking if you had an opportunity to share with the public access people everything that you wanted to. Is there anything else you want them to know about WRGB
Or about me?
or about you, or about the whole question of news anchoring, of news and TV? How long is this going to last?
Oh, jeez. I think we're going to see a lot of changes in local news over the next several years. I mean, since I got into local news, which really wasn't that long ago, 2006,
No.
things have
13 years.
changed unbelievably. I mean, it's just, everything's just being condensed down. It's like, you don't have camera operators anymore in the studio. Everything's
Is that
run.
so?
Yeah.
I noticed over at Channel 10 they didn't have cameramen.
Nope. It's
But
all
you don't
done.
have cameramen.
Nope. No, not in the studio. We don't. It's all run by computers. There's a huge emphasis on social media these days. People
In what way, honey?
just we need to be present on social media. We need to live stream on the website.
Oh, I
We
get
need
you.
because everybody uses their phone to do everything. So the phone is beating TV big time. And I mean, the only way is to kind of like work with it than against it, because you're never going to win against the phone. So it's you know, a lot of that, a lot of
Isn't that something?
quick news, a lot of
Whoever
abbreviated things, and it's just it's very different. A lot of reporters in some smaller markets shoot their own live shots with their phone. They'll put their phone on a tripod like this,
No.
and they will stream it live, their live shot. They hook everything up themselves, they carry all the gear, there's no photographer.
No.
Not even kidding you. Isn't that scary?
Is this, how many places do you see this? Is this a lot of places or just is it very rare?
Smaller stations, I can't name one specifically, but it's a thing in some stations, yeah. Not at ours, thankfully, but it is a thing.
Well, you know,
Oh, Glendora, excuse me. Here's the dish.
yeah.
The dish here.
Oh, the dish with the
There.
food.
Where is she, right here?
Yeah. It's the
Well,
dish.
Greg, thanks. What did you give her, honey?
Oh, it's the Chinese.
Oh, the Chinese gluten?
Gluten. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's delicious, by the way. That is delicious. I get it at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You know, they're all vegetarians. And I buy my food from them.
Okay, all
They
right.
have a store in the back, too, for the convenience of their members. And I buy her food. And, you know, like $127 a month
Oh my gosh.
for her, because she's vegan, by the way.
Yeah, I saw the commercials.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's... Tell the folks about the commercial.
So I'm not from this area, so I didn't know who you were. And then your commercials, as you said, are very real. And I remember it just like it came on, and I was like, what is
Yes,
this?
tell me your reaction.
It was just, well, you know what? It works because I watched. Because I'm like, you know, usually ads I'm like
Yeah.
so annoying and just like whatever. But yours is just like so different, and I'm almost like, what is she gonna say? Like, you know, just sort of like just I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets your attention. So it was very, you know, I can hear it like you know, commercials sometimes, because I hear them all the time, are just din. It's just kind of this monotonous whatever. So I can have the TV on in the other room and be in the kitchen, and these commercials will just be playing. I don't know what it is. I'll hear your commercial come on, and I'll hear your voice, and I'll be like, oh, it's Glendora. I'll like, you know, yell in the other room. I'll be like,
Here's
she's
a
gonna
joke.
tell a joke. Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
a joke,
exactly.
yeah. And you hear Greg saying, go vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, and my cat's vegan too.
Yeah.
So,
There she is.
yeah, she's
So
chowing
did
down.
you have anything else you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, actually, I guess over the past, in my news career, especially over the past, I want to say 10 years, it's become very important to me to feel okay with being myself. It could be, you know, anxiety, a lot of paranoia, you know, sometimes to be who you really are. And I'm saying that because I'm married to a woman, and I got married last year, and I let everybody know about that on Facebook. I didn't know what kind of reaction I was going to get, but the reaction that I did get was super positive, and that meant the world to me, because for a long time that was, you know, very kind of like, you know, you go on air every day and it's like, how many people hate me because I'm dating a woman. So that was kind of like a big anxiety thing for me. And then I just sort of, I don't know, I grew up and I'm like, you know, why live life kind of, you know, hiding the things that like make me happy. And, you know, so I was very happy with with the reaction that I got from the capital region, because that was like, that was hard to do.
Yes. Do you think there will be any further input on that, or do you think that?
I don't know. I mean, I just try and like normalize it as much as I can. I mean, like I do, I'm just like anybody else, But I share like stuff that we do on Facebook and everything like that, and people, they like know my wife by her name now, and like, like we'll do Facebook Lives together and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's like one big lesson. I mean, like, doesn't matter what the thing is, like, just don't be afraid to be yourself, because it's just, you live life once, like, don't, so that's no way to live.
This is intended to be a portrait of Julia, a television portrait of her. And we're using the best of all media. There's never been a medium like television. There's never been any medium that mankind ever came up with. That is maybe why I fell in love with it at 23. It's everything. It's immediacy. It's happening at the very moment. It's sound. It's picture. It's color. It's motion. It's ahead of everything. Radio had a lot of those qualities, but it didn't have pictures.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
TV is very immediate, especially when you're live on the air. You mess up.
Yeah, what do you do when you do something wrong on the air? How do you handle
I
it?
treat it with humor. I mean, if I mess up on the air and it's during like a murder story, I'm not gonna. But if it's kind of like a lighthearted thing, or if there's a technical, especially, now that everything's computer run, if there's a technical error or something goes black or a camera swings the wrong way, I mean, I always kind of treat it with humor.
Yeah,
Just because, like, if I'm watching at home and I see something happen like that, I kind of want the anchor to be like, say, like, not ignore it, maybe say something about it, because I think it makes it more real,
Good. My policy always was you level with the audience.
Yeah.
You don't try to put on airs. SS Glendora was a reality show way long before. It started out in the 53s, and you just level with the people. That's all.
Yeah, just gotta be real.
Yeah. I remember Bob King, he was the floorman. I was just going to contrast with you. You're a no camera studio, no cameraman studio with
No
what we had
cameraman.
at WRGB. It was a whole great big area, and there were cameras that were this big and dollies that were this big, and then there was a huge lighting panel, and there were 3 cameramen, and there was Glendora set, and there were 3 cameramen and a floor man, with the earphones.
Yeah.
And then up in the control booth there was the director and an audio man and another man. Oh, it would be the engineer. Sitting next to the director was the engineer and the audio man.
Mm-hmm.
And there was all that personnel involved in that show that was going out at that very moment to, in my case, it was 57,000 homes. Think of that and what is in Julia's studio today.
Yeah, it's just us, like the talent. That's it.
And Julia, everything then was controlled by NABIT, the National Association of Broadcast Engineers and Technicians.
Mm-hmm.
And if you brought a camera, well then they didn't have little cameras, but if you brought a recorder or anything very near, they would shut down and there would start to be a picket line all the way around the building.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's very different these days.
Very different. Very different. I would like to know where all those people are now. Freddie Saburo, Bob King, Ray Hilton, Charlie King. I bet they're all gone. Yeah, I bet they are. Sure they are. Ernie Tatro, tell me about Ernie Tatro.
I don't know much about Ernie Tatro. I've heard about him, obviously, but I've never.
Do you happen to know if he still lives in Niskayuna?
I don't.
Mm-hmm. Liz would know, I think. Yeah,
Liz would know,
yeah,
yes.
Liz would know, right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to us?
No, that's just that. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, yeah. Did you never had anything like this before, did you?
No, I'm used to being on the one asking the questions.
Yeah,
So-
but also you're always under the gun. You're always
Yeah.
following that clock. Now, this is the thing that I like about the internet. The internet, you're not following that half-hour clock that came to us through radio. Goes way back to the 1920s. Everything was controlled by that half hour and multiples thereof.
Mhm.
Everything. You don't have that in the internet. You can sit down and talk to a person on the internet and you're through when the visit is through. You don't get up at 28 minutes and say, well, goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, you don't have somebody yelling in your ear to rap. You know, rap.
Oh, yeah.
30 seconds, rap.
I want to go over with you some of the signals. That I don't know whether you had them. This was hurry up.
Okay.
This was,
Stretch.
yeah.
Stretch.
This was you're a little behind.
Oh, really? I haven't heard about that one.
Yeah, and this was also push it ahead. This was 30 seconds. Do you have that one?
No.
30
No, because
seconds.
someone's just saying it in our ear. So this is 30 seconds.
Oh, they can say it. See, and oh, you have. What do you have in your ear?
An IFB, little earpiece. It's an earpiece that's
And
connected
you
to
hear
a
the director?
director and the producer upstairs.
You hear them
The whole show. I hear them.
while you're reading.
I mean, if they say something, they're usually
If what?
if they have to say something to me. Yes, I mean they're not talking constantly. I wouldn't be able to concentrate. But they if they need to say like 30, 10, 5, it just goes into our ear.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Rap, go to weather. You know, we floated the next story or something like, so.
Doesn't that distract you awful?
Sometimes it does. If someone is talking to me while I'm reading a story, it is very hard to read. So I like it when they do have to say something to me. They'll do it when I'm not reading. Maybe my co-anchor is. Or when they do a countdown. They
Your
do.
co-anchor here is different.
They can talk to us both at the same time or different times. It's up to them. But
That would give me the heebie-jeebies.
the countdown, I don't like it when someone is going 10, 9, 8. So I just say 10, 5. And that's it. And I can sort of time myself out.
Boy.
Like a pro.
One of the funniest ones was at WMGT in Pittsfield when it first started out, and nobody knew anything about television. Nobody knew anything about television. We were all there at the same level. Well, this sportscaster, he got a signal 5 minutes. And then he got a signal 4, then he got a signal 3, he got a signal 2, and he says to himself, okay, now and every time he'd read something, he'd jump it on the floor. And he said to himself, now I'm going to save my best material for the last, okay? So he puts in his best material, and does he get a 1 minute? No, he got a 5 minute. And here is all of his material
Like all over the
floor.
country. Then what do you do? Then you just get to ad-lib.
Well, what I would have done, I would have said, this is what happened. I've got to go over the floor. I've got to pick up my material and bring you the stories that I wanted you to have. I would have done that.
See, that's being real with the viewer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I would have done that. Sorry.
I would have too. I would have been like, you never guess what I just did. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Now, before you go, what are some of the great truths? You mentioned one to be yourself. Some of the great truths of life that you have discovered.
Be yourself. Don't take people for granted. That can be just like spend, I don't know, like if you haven't talked to your mom in a while, call her. If you haven't spent time with your dad in a while, give him a call. Go, write them a postcard, something like that. If, both my parents fortunately are, alive and everything, but, I've had some situations where one of them has been very sick. My mom has multiple sclerosis really bad. So I really, and I've seen people lose family members that regret after the fact, like I didn't spend enough time with them or something.
Oh,
So,
yes. Oh,
so
yes.
yeah, so I
yes, that's
would
certainly-
definitely say that. Gosh, what else?
Well, that's very good.
Yeah, try and find something that you like to do. In terms of a job, I can't imagine going to a job every day and absolutely hating
That's
it.
right.
It's
That's
like,
right.
make
Spend your life
make it
doing-
worth it.
It goes a little deeper than that, a little more deeply than that. It goes here, that the universe is a very complicated structure. There's many very well-defined jobs. It takes these well-defined jobs and specialized jobs to run the universe. You know very well that you've been created to do something probably better than anybody else can do it. You make sure that's what you do with your life.
I don't even have to say any more. That's it.
But the biggest truth of all is this, that after all is said and done, the only thing that really mattered is how did you treat others.
And cats. Well, thanks for having me on.
Sure, you sure you got enough?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was great.
How long were we on, Greg? Do you know, dear?
Oh goodness, at least an hour, at least
Yeah.
more than an hour. So,
Anything you want to add, Gregory?
no, not.
Gregory's not allowed to come on camera until he gets a
No,
haircut.
I don't think so.
Ooh. When's that gonna be?
Oh, pretty soon. So yeah. So, yeah. Yep.
Okie dokie.
Let me see, hold on.
May the God of peace himself sanctify all of us together, completely and wholly. Amen.
Can I get a selfie with you? I got the cat in it too.
What'd you say?
I took a picture, I got the cat in it too.
Oh, good,
What a babe.
good.
Aww.
Okay. All right. So okay.
Let's see. Alright.
I need a
I'm gonna
cue.
do 3, 2, 1.
Hey folks, do you know that computers are in the Bible? Eve said to Adam, do you want an apple too?
So this is your first Facebook Live. You're live on Facebook right now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
You can just talk.
okay. So yeah.
Bob said to Bill, you remind me of Dan Smith. And Bill says, I'm not a thing like Dan Smith. Bob says, oh yes you are, you both owe me $10.
Yeah, so this is going out live over your Facebook page. So if somebody, see, we have one person watching. You see that up there,
Oh, yeah.
the little eye that
Oh,
says
yeah.
one person watching.
Oh, I see. All right.
2 people are watching. So Glendora, keep talking,
Um,
because there are people that are just gonna like join in on this.
yeah, I'm going to try to, I'd like to hear you laugh, but
Here
I
you
can't,
go, Brianna.
Can I hear you laugh? And,
Brianna Andreas is watching.
oh, I know who she is. Hi, Brianna.
But you see how like the comments will come up on the side.
Yeah, the comments come in.
Yeah.
So we're just we're giving, this is Glendora's first time doing Facebook Live. So
The honeymoon couple came home, and he said, dear, we have to settle down to business. Do you want to be president or vice president? And she said, you can be both, dear. I'll just be the treasurer. And a mother left her little 10-year-old daughter with a couple of elderly ladies while the mother did a 10-minute errand. And while the old ladies and the young girl are sitting in the room together, one woman said to the other, she's not very P-R-E-T-T-Y, is she? And the little girl said, no, but very S-M-A-R-T.
So you see the comments that are popping up on the side here? So
Yeah, are they?
Truman Scott Thompson says, "Love you, Glendora!" Exclamation point.
Oh,
Brianna
this is
says,
from that-
Brianna says, "Hi, Glendora. Love the outfit," with a smiley face.
Oh, isn't this wonderful?
So
Thank you
these
for
would
teaching
be,
this to me.
These would be her followers. On
Yeah, so these are the people that follow her on Facebook. So you have
Oh, I see.
5 people watching right now. You've been live for 2 minutes, 26 seconds.
Gee, that's wonderful that you taught us that. I
But
didn't
you
know
see,
that.
this is kind of like what I was talking about, how like everything's going to social media.
Yeah.
Like this is,
It's like-
you know, you can do this off your computer or your phone. You don't need a camera anymore. You don't need a tripod. Like it's all, you see what I mean?
Yes, and you say, who can beat the phone?
Nobody can beat the phone.
Yeah.
Except, no one can beat the phone except a new, better phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. My phone's
And it'll
terrible.
be along, what, next week, right?
Yeah, exactly. For another $800.
Well, good. Now, Greg, could you please learn how to do that for me?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, if you want to do this, we could do it in the future if you want.
Tell him what to do, would you, Julia?
Yeah, I think
to turn it off?
We do a Facebook Live on our TV, like our station, every morning. We
You
do
do?
it, yeah, we do it for like maybe an hour. We get all these viewers writing in, like on the side here, asking us questions, and you know, we just talk
Terrific.
talk about the stories of the day, and they comment.
See,
And
like you said, it was gonna be nice yesterday and it rained and complain about it.
that's Alyssa.
About that.
That's the
So-
weather girl.
Huh.
So then, when you're done, you just press end live video. So you want to say bye.
Can you press end live video, Greg?
Say bye to everybody. Because then we can post this up on your page and people can still watch it.
Because
and comment.
it's recording it now. And
Yeah,
then
it's
we
recording
put
it.
it up. So.
So you're going to turn it off, Greg. End live video?
All right, is that?
Yeah, so this-
Oh, that's what this says.
Yep,
end
so
live.
go end live video, so we're ending. So
Right,
bye!
Click on that.
Bye-bye.
All right, but
Do you want one more joke?
Sure. What did one wall say to the other? I'll see you at the corner.
Mike Pettian says hello and best of luck with future cast.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Alright. So end live video says, do you wish to end this live video?
oh, okay, then
And
end.
then you say
All
end.
right.
So it says ending
Oh,
live
okay.
video. And then your video has ended. The replay of your live video will be available soon on your timeline. Then you just write done,
Oh,
and then that's going to pop up on your timeline, and people can still see it and still comment on it.
Oh.
But you were live
Oh, I
there.
see. So, huh.
oh, Julia, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
That was so sweet of you.
Isn't that cool though?
Oh, it is.
So it's like,
I'm speechless.
yeah. So now in a couple of minutes, this should pop up on your timeline. Oh, the kitty. Yep, there it is.
No, that's not.
Glendora's
Huh.
first Facebook, and now it just plays.
Oh, it's playing. Oh,
Yeah.
That's something.
Now,
Huh.
Greg, let me see you turn it on. Can you,
And this will tell you how many likes you get, comments, views.
Yeah, it's right
oh
there.
my
so.
goodness.
Yeah, so there you go. It's just a different way to go live.
Gee, I'm so glad you showed us. Now,
You're gonna love that because that's like you said, it's as real
Oh,
as
I
it
see.
gets.
Huh.
don't leave, honey, until he turns it on.
So it's right there, and that's
Yep.
where it is, and that's,
Turn it on, Greg. Let me
that's
see you
the
turn it on.
the latest thing in the timeline. Yeah, it's on right now, right? So what do I?
You turn it on, Greg. Turn it off and turn it on.
It's well, it's
Person watching.
Oh, I see.
2 people are watching.
Okay, there it is.
So Glendora, keep talking.
Oh, I see.
Um,
So
Because there are people that are just
I
gonna
want you to turn it on to record, Greg. To
I'd
do
like
one.
to hear you laugh.
oh, to do one, another one.
Yes,
Uh,
another one. Make sure you know how to do it,
Brianna
please.
Andreas is watching.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, I know who
Well,
she
we want
is. Hi, Brianna.
Let's see you do it.
Okay. All right.
So you start it up. Make it
So
start it
anyways,
up.
what I'll do is this one here is going right now. I'll X out of that.
Yep.
And then
So just scroll up to the top of the Facebook
so
page.
we could up to
Like
this
where
is-
you would go to write a comment or
this
post.
is-
Yep, see there it is live.
oh. This
So
is
when
at
you
the
want to
top.
do it again, like later today or tomorrow,
Click
you
on
just
that.
click live.
And
Yep,
and
click
then,
it. And then it's going to
access
give it a
the
second to access your camera.
camera. All right. So wow.
set it up, and then put a little caption, and, you know, like say, come chat with me, and then that's it.
Oh, and, okay, then, so when it gets to this, then I just go live, that's it?
That's it.
And then,
It's so easy.
And then you can, it gives you a chance to end it, you can.
Yep, the
This
end button will be in the same spot, and
The
you're gonna
red.
see people's comments pop up, and then it shows you how many people are watching.
Huh,
It's like 2 steps. It's so easy.
Thank you for that.
If
That
you
was
have a
so
problem,
much fun.
just call me.
What?
I said, if you have a problem, just call me.
that's amazing, but yeah, Facebook, some people, they live on it, but me, I just, kinda.
I'm always
just
on
wanna-
Facebook.
I just wanna check it out, and I just wanna go out off and go for a walk in the woods, you know? Get off of it.
But yeah, you should have some fun with it. Literally, you could just go live and just talk. I mean, we've had hundreds of people watching us in the morning, and people are just asking us questions and comments, and
Oh, wow,
Oh, I am thrilled with it.
something, but, huh.
I am thrilled with it.
Okay, so,
How long has it been around, honey?
it's just gotten big in like the past year or two.
so I can just X and click.
And
it
you've
and
known
just
about it for a year or two, huh?
Go to there, so. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, our station made sure that we knew about it because it's like a big thing. Viewer interaction. People like having a connection with the people that give them the news. You know all about that. So it's a way that they can talk directly to us, see what it looks like behind the scenes.
Whoever would have thought?
Yeah, so you can do that on the computer. I can do it off my phone. So yeah.
Huh, that's something.
What kind of phone is it, hon? Your phone?
Oh, it's an iPhone. You have a much better phone than I do. My phone is.
Are you
Cracked.
sure?
Yeah, I have an old iPhone.
This is the Charter LG.
That's
30.
a nice phone. That's a nice phone. I have cracks all over my phone. I've dropped it. It's just. But I actually need to hit the road.
Yes,
'cause
you
I'm
do.
meeting my friend Trisha in Springfield.
Oh! Oh, really?
Yeah, she lives in Agawam,
Yep.
and she turned 50 today. So I'm gonna have a glass of wine with her, and then I'm gonna go on to Boston.
Where are you going to have it? Have you been to the new thingamajig? The new,
Oh, the casino?
yeah, the new casino?
No, I haven't been in there.
Yeah.
But I've heard that it's nice.
Yeah.
But I haven't been in there. We'll probably go to Max's, right next to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. My vice president of marketing at American International College, it lives in Agawam. Are you going to that luncheon I invited you to? Let me give you the hours again. We'd have to leave here between around 9:30 to 10. We drive to Springfield. We would have a luncheon, and it will be hosted by American International College. It is vegan, and the menu is terrific. It's
Send me the information on it again. When is it?
April 25th, Thursday.
Ooh,
You probably can't go, huh?
I'm actually in the Caribbean. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Yeah. Well, my wife is a teacher, so that's school break for kids. So that's the only time she can go anywhere. So we're going to St. Martin.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so that's, no, you're, okay, when will you be back there?
The end of that week. Yeah. It's like you're pigeonholed if you're with a teacher. It's like you can only take vacation when the kids are on vacation and the flights are all super expensive. It stinks.
Yeah, right.
It's tough.
An interesting thing, Pat, he was out in the middle of the Caribbean on such a cruise that you just mentioned, and they said to him, well, what do you do? And he says, well, I work for Cablevision. Oh, well, what do you do? Well, I do public access. Oh, what is that? And a woman said, that's that woman with the gloves and the hat.
Ooh, there you go. That's awesome.
Right out in the Caribbean.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Isn't it cool when people like recognize you or know who you are in like a different country or something? It's just like, it's nuts.
And I want to tell you again, please be confident and happy. You are well watched. Wherever I go, one after the other, I saw you on TV and it's Channel 6.
Good.
So just remember that you are well watched.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Next time you're in Schenectady, let me know. Liz Bishop would love to meet you.
Yes, Sarah wants me to come up and meet a couple of people.
Yeah, Liz Bishop would love to meet you.
When can you go?
She'll know all those people you're talking about. Ernie Tatro, and she'll know all that.
That's the end, yeah. Yeah, she'll know. Oh, that would be lovely to talk that over with her.
Yeah.
She'll know Charlie King.
Yeah, she
When-
knows all those people.
When are you going to go with us to Pittsfield where they open a new vegan restaurant?
Whenever you want.
We'll treat you.
Whenever you want.
Yeah, you come down on a weekend maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
We can go. It's Pittsfield's only 30 minutes from here.
Yeah. You have my phone number.
Uh-huh.
Let me know.
Greg, would you look at our phone?
Or, yeah.
I had trouble dialing that, Greg. Google wouldn't dial it for me.
Yes, this is
Would you look at the phone, honey, and
Or,
press,
yeah, so.
press Julia Dunn?
I had trouble calling,
See, I can't see the dial, hon.
Yeah.
Everything has to be voice.
Mhm.
Oh, you're in here as, you're in here as Dunn, so.
Will you press Julia Dunn, honey?
Alright, the phone right now, yeah, I'll just hit it right now.
Yeah, your number comes up as Kinderhook.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Then it works,
Right
Greg?
here. Yeah.
It's going there, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Don't want to hold you up, hon.
All right.
Grace and peace, okay?
Grace and peace. Thank you so much, Glendora.
It's been a really good experience.
Yeah. Get on
Okay.
Facebook Live. Make that. You're gonna love that.
Yeah, thank you for
Greg,
that.
thank you
Yeah,
so
that's
much.
right, Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you can talk to. You can go on Facebook Live when you're having your coffee in the morning and just talk to people.
Take care, honey.
You too. Have a great
Well,
weekend, you guys. It's gonna
yeah.
be like 70 degrees tomorrow, so
And tell
Oh,
your
yeah.
mother I'll hold her in our prayers.
I'll tell her that. My mom actually. I mean, she grew up in Arlington in the 50s. I don't know if she maybe she watched WBZ. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, that would be 1954.
yeah, my mom was born in 51.
Ha! No, 3 years, I don't think so. Take care.
All right,
Okey-doke.
bye, Glendora. Bye, Greg.